Welcome, blessed souls. It is the new moon in Gemini, and we have the Joie de Vivre tarot deck that wants to speak with us today. I love this deck. It's so playful. It's so wonderful. We have 4 readings before you, 4 separate stories. Now listen, for those of you who understand tarot, some of these cards are in reverse. So don't choose by that. Choose by the image. I'm not sure if they'll have me put emojis or words to explain each one. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, but that will be in the description box below. So if you're not sure by looking at it, maybe it's, you need to go down to the description box and look underneath. And for those of you who are new here, welcome. Thank you to the new subscribers. Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome back to our tribe, our soul family. I'm so grateful to have you guys. Honestly, it's been super fun. I've been popping over to the Tickety Talk and doing stuff over there. And if you haven't followed me over there, please do so. You can still watch the readings there if you don't want to download the app. It's just, I think it may show up a little bit differently, okay? But other than that, all of my information is in the description box below. If you are ready, if you're excited and you just can't wait, we have from left to right, reading 1, reading 2, reading 3, and reading 4. Okay? So these are the readings. So if you just want to have at it and get to your reading, go right ahead. Otherwise, if you want to stick around, we got a beautiful message that I've been downloading from Spirit for the last, I don't know how long. I've been doing some research on the energy right now, and I am excited to talk to you guys. So there's going to be some messages coming through from Spirit for the collective, and also an update on what's going on with us and all that good stuff. So if you'd like to stick around, welcome. If not, go over to your reading and I'll see you over there. Love you. Bye. But for those of you who stuck around, welcome back. You guys, some very intense energies have been coming through, and I like to say I'm not Willy Wonka. I don't sugarcoat shit. Like, when things have to be said, things have to be said. So right before this started, I just by the way, if that was blurry, I apologize. I just realized that I didn't put it into focus, and that's my fault because I didn't put my glasses on. Let me get my glasses. That's why. If I don't have my glasses on, then I don't know. So I apologize if it was, I can't tell. So hold on. Anyway, we're going to be going through a lot of different information that was downloaded. First and foremost, let's talk about Gemini. Okay, lots coming through. All right, here we go. So what I want to talk about today is, first of all, I want to honor our ancestors and the soldiers now. In real time, this is the new moon in Gemini. It's Memorial Day in America where I live, and I just want to honor all soldiers and all warriors who fought, whether it's on the front lines, behind the scenes, whatever. I kind of feel like Memorial Day is like, it's almost like a day for the ancestors, you know what I mean? Those who have fought in war, kind of. And actually, now that I think about it, let me see, June, July, August, September, October. Oh no, okay, I was going to say, is that halfway point to Samhain? Because I was going to say Samhain, for those of you, if you ever saw the word, it looks like Sam Hain, but it's pronounced Samhain. Day of the Dead, Dios de los Muertos, Halloween, All Hallows Eve. There's a lot of names for it, but it's just a day to honor the ancestors, but also it's when the veil is the thinnest in Samhain. But in this day and this time, they like to honor the soldiers, and so I want to do that as well. Yeah, because without them, we wouldn't be here, right? But man, so much was coming through. So I want to talk about the good stuff. I want to talk about the fun, interesting things about Gemini. So let's read a little bit about the Gemini energy. I didn't do a full-blown like Gemini reading, or like it kind of got thrown in that last reading. When we did the waning gibbous and the last quarter moon reading, we spoke of the Gemini energy. But today we're going to talk a little bit more about like what drives the new moon in Gemini. Like, what's driving this energy? Hold on. My apologies for all the pauses. There's so many energies talking to me right now. And also, those of you who know, my partner they are also very, very powerful and witchy wherever two or more gather. So I couldn't tell. I was like, there's just so many energies here, and there's so many entities that want to talk to us and tell us a lot of things. And of course, I'm like wanting to start with the good stuff, but Spirit was like, no, it's kind of like, you know, when you talk to somebody and you say, I got good news and I got bad news, and they're like, what's the good news? And you're like, well, do you want the good news or the bad news first? So I wanted to give you the good news first, but they're saying no, we're gonna start with the bad news, which I wouldn't call it bad news. That's just it's not good or bad. You know, I don't like to put those things on there, but at the same time, it's very real, what's happening on the planet. And so some would characterize it in a very common word like good or bad. But as I was downloading this, a lot of music was coming through, and the theme song from the movie Armageddon came on. And I just felt this like really powerful energy, and it said something about the alien invasion or something like that. Anyway, the vibe in the download that I got from Spirit was that there will be some type of apocalyptic energy that will happen. And I asked if it would happen in my lifetime, and they said no. I asked if it would happen in my nieces and nephews' lifetime. They said no. And then I said, will it happen in my great nephew, as this moment as that I'm aware of? I haven't talked to my family in a year and a half. The kids could be pregnant, could have had a baby, I don't know, but that my great nephews will see it in their lifetime. But at the same time, they will see the Armageddon, but then they will also see when Aquarius will come into full effect. And basically what I'm getting from Spirit is, which makes sense, you know, I mean, the age of Aquarius started about, you know, over 50 years ago. And, you know, if I live to be 100, you know, that's 50 more years for me. I'm 50, but in 100 years, things are going to be a lot different. But in the meantime, we are here as the warriors, as the soldiers. It's not an accident that in America, it's falling on Memorial Day of the new moon in Gemini, because we are on the front lines right now. And this is the thing they want you to know, though, is right after that happened, I heard this other song. If they pull me to, you know, if you're new here, always look in the description box below. There's fun stuff there. I always have a section that's like reading research or readings research or something like that, where you can, you know, go in there, and anything that I talk about in these readings, you can go and check them out. Or even if it's not in your reading, it doesn't matter. I just put it in there. Sometimes they'll say specifically reading one, and it doesn't mean it's just for reading one. It's just like alerting them to remember that that was their medicine, right? But a lot of times when I call out angel numbers or say certain things or animals, that's, you know, that's for you to look up on your own. Because if you found yourself here, that means you're already a, you know, a light worker. Or my new my new interaction pal on TikTok, the spiritual gangster, and I was like, I love that, you know, because everybody's got their own methodology, whatever the word is, you know what I mean? Like their own methods. Everybody has their own way of connecting with spirit and bringing it out into the masses. And we need that because we are such diverse beings. We're diverse light beings having a human experience. And there are teachers and there are students. And there are some of us in this tribe, we are the teacher and the student. And that's what the Geminis are. Geminis are so powerful because, now listen, Gemini is an energy. So when I say they, I'm talking about the energy of Gemini itself. Just because you're a Gemini, or maybe your moon's in Gemini or your rising, please comment below. I always like when people comment. And also, I've been doing some research, and it does help to like, comment, share. Every time you like, comment, and share my work, it helps pull me back into the algorithm. I know that Spirit will pull me there when I'm meant to go, and it's all going to be fine. But I also keep seeing that, so I feel like I'm meant to say that to people. So please feel free to, you know, hit the share button, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, because it really does make a difference. It helps bring us into, you know, the ecosystem of the online energy. So the other thing I love about Geminis is that they're very curious. And my partner is a Gemini, and they have a lot of Gemini in their chart. They just had a birthday a few days ago. Happy birthday, Alder. And we had an awesome magical day for their birthday too. It was really fun. Actually, can I just show you? Somebody gifted him this one of our favorite organic farms. I put this on him, this tinsel. I just put this tinsel on him. But Alder named him Jeff. And she is one of our favorite organic farms. And I'm so sorry I forgot your name. So if you, I think they subscribe, but I want to give you a little shout out for Jeff because it's the only real present he got. I wrote him a poem and stuff and some artwork, but you know, from another person. And they made this out of tape and they had him sitting around and we just like loved him. And she's like, oh, take one for your birthday. So his name is Jeff. He named him Jeff. So you may even want to work with dog, spirit animal, or maybe, you know, there's a reason why this came in. Maybe the name Jeff means something to you. Also, I just noticed that the eye kind of looks like a heart. So I feel like it's a wink, wink from spirit. Yeah, their eyes look like hearts. How cute. So Jeff's saying, I love you. I woof you. You know, I got to be goofy. That's part of my charm. That's who I am. Anyway, so they're curious. They're good communicators, you know, most of the time. But they have that teacher-student mentality and they like to research things. They like to look things up. They're writers. They're deep thinkers. They're very, very perceptive. And they learn from experience. They like to learn like hands-on. So this could be you too, or maybe you're channeling the Gemini energy or spirit's calling for you to channel the Gemini energy during this moon cycle because it's the new moon in Gemini. But then, as you know, the moon cycle will go through the whole phase of 28 days. But then in that time, it'll also shift to Cancer. Right now, we're in the air sign, hence the feathers. And out of all the feathers that I have, I love that these two wanted to come in. And if you look at them, you know, like kind of light and dark, this duality. Because Geminis are also known for their duality as well, right? The twins of Gemini. And I know sometimes my partner, I'm like, I feel like you're Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm like, I don't know who I'm getting. But I could say the same for me, right? I'm a triple Sag and my moon's in Scorpio. So I'm like, I'm up, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down. You know, we're all different and we perceive each other different and we're all working from our own levels of consciousness, and spirit wants us to wake up and look at what's happening on the planet. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. This reading, you've already seen the title, but this reading isn't just about like new beginnings. This is about like fresh start. I saw the first song I saw this morning. I asked Spirit what our theme was for this Gemini moon, and it was, you can't hurry love, no, you just have to wait. They said love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take, right? How long must I wait? Oh, blah, 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 right? Because the loneliness causes my heart to break. I mean, definitely like that'll be down in the description box too. You know, so love, we need to come from love right now. Deepak Chopra came through right before this too and was talking about, you know, if everybody came from love, if we really just took everything and we came from love, from every moment that we did something, imagine what this planet would be like. You know, no ego, no revenge, no anger. I mean, because when you think about it, this hate that's going around, this discriminatory hate as well, you know, it's just so silly. It's like you're hating somebody by the color of their skin, the way they look, the way they dress. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? We're also embarking on, you know, I know that in America we do like months. I don't know if other countries do this, but each, you know, we have awareness month of this, or we have, you know, whatever. But next month, June, is it's Pride Month. It's LGBTQ community, and other words, you know, whatever, you know, terminologies or labels feel good to you. But, you know, it's a big deal. But we also have Juneteenth in there, you know, which was the emancipation of the slavery, you know, of the slave trade. You know, not everybody was happy about that. You know, just because they lost the war doesn't mean they went into hiding. There's a lot of shit that still has to keep coming to the surface. And as sick and dark and gross as that shooting was, it's like people are really, everybody gets to a fucking breaking point. Everybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. Everybody gets to a breaking point. Even the most like in balance, in tuned yogi has a breaking point because they're human. Now, they may not let it get to them the way that we would, maybe, you know, but internally, I'm sure there's something, one little flicker, you know, because otherwise you're so enlightened. Why are you here? Right? But everybody has a breaking point. And so it does not shock me. Throat chakra, speak your truth. So it does not shock me that one of the songs that I heard, Spirit's been having me put this compilation together, you know, another one of my little videos I like to do, from the music that I listen to. And one of them was Guns N' Roses, Civil War. I would not be surprised if I don't know if it'll be a world war. I think it'll be a civil war in America that may actually be supported by other countries, where before it's like other countries go to war to help another country. I have a feeling, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that we all just change our minds and our thoughts and they're so positive and happy and full of love that none of this ever happens. But I also, like, my partner witnessed it. I just like broke down so fucking hard. Like, I just couldn't stop crying because the imagery that they were showing me was so unbelievable that I was like, it was worse than any movie I could ever see. And I was just like, I'm like, I don't want that to happen. They're like, well, this is, we need you guys. Like, I feel like that's what they're trying to tell us. Like, they, I brought in some glitter today to look at the stars. I don't know if they'll show themselves. See that? It's like they're there. They're trying to show us. They're trying to tell us, like, they got our back. But, we can't just keep talking about shit. We have to take action. So also in that Can't Hurry Love, what I thought was really, really interesting was I don't remember exactly what it is. I took a screenshot of it. I'm going to post it on my TikTok today at some point. But it had the number one. I think it's like number one hits or number ones, or you know what I mean? Something like that. And what was so powerful about that was I was like, wow, that's crazy. Today's the new moon in Gemini, and it's like the first day of the new moon, right? Like, thank you, moon and Taurus. Like, we're so grateful for that. We had a lot of life lessons that started in the fire, Aries energy, then into the earth energy of Taurus. And now we have moved into the air energy of Gemini. Also in real time, today is 5/30/2022, which comes out to the number 14. And if you add that together, it's the number 5. And 5s are all about obstacles, difficulty, conflict, loss, lack of faith, imbalance, and change. And these are the things that Spirit wants us to change. The way we look at things. Is it, because even if it's an obstacle, you may not be able to see what's happening, but there's always something happening in the underbelly. There's always something happening in the underpinnings of everything that we do. If you put something out into the universe, it will respond in kind. We keep being reminded lately about karma. Today, I was watching Bracha Goldsmith, and if you guys haven't seen it, I will put a link below, but her new moon in Gemini went live today. I put reminders on to watch her stuff, like, seriously, like, all the time, but I don't seem to watch it. Like, it's very rarely that I watch it from the beginning. It's like, I'll be doing something else and all of a sudden it'll just like pop up and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I see that it's going and I'm just like, oh, okay. And I go on there and I'm watching it for a few minutes. And then, like, before I know it, Spirit will be like, say this. And I type this and she'll be like, yes, the magical medium. And I'm like, what? Today, 3 times she called me out. But it wasn't me. It's like we were connecting. But the best part was Spirit had me write this thing about how every second, every minute, and every day, when a negative thought comes in our mind, yes, we can look at it for a second, but we look at it, we take it, and we turn it into a positive right then. And we have to keep doing it because we have to practice. But the best part is she read what I wrote out loud to everybody. And then I swear to you guys, it's like she looks in the camera and she looked at me and she goes, and for others, like, in her beautiful, accent. And it was like, oh my gosh, because I've been having like this, like, up, down, energy with certain people around me right now. And it's been difficult. It's been really, really difficult. Because it's like my logical mind and my ego want to work things out. 1814, by the way, angel number. And it's like my logical mind wants, and my 3D ego, is like, oh, this happened, or somebody did this to me, and, instead of like being grateful for it and saying thank you and going, okay, I don't know why this is happening and it seems like an obstacle, but maybe that obstacle is going to save your life. But you're not looking at it like that, right? Because our ego is looking at what we want, not what we need, what we want. And that was reminded to me today from an old email. And then I was like, okay, well, they were saying that's what was needed. And then it kind of started to turn my thoughts, because I was like, okay, I can go this way and I can go that way with my thoughts. Or I can just say, that's right. What is needed for everybody? What do we all need? And it doesn't matter what you believe in, what you follow, it's like, what works for you, right? So with that being said, it's time for the change and the transformation to begin. And it's actually beautiful that today is the new moon in Gemini in a Mercury retrograde, because all the retrograde is going to do is amplify the Gemini energy, which is creativity, writing, deep thinking, perception, learning from our experiences, being the teacher and the student, communicating well with others, being curious, right? Taking a new approach, new ideas, new energy. It's also, this energy is about speaking your truth, letting go of the past, and moving forward. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy these readings. I am excited to see where they go and what we're going to talk about. Like I said, some of these cards are in reverse. So whatever you're pulled to, and that's okay too, right? A reverse meaning isn't a negative, right? Just like a retrograde isn't a negative. Also, I just learned today, this is where I'm still learning too. Today is actually the final, like the portal from the eclipse energy is closed. It's done. I thought it just kind of waned off after the full lunar eclipse and Scorpio, but no, I was actually reading something today from the Modern Gypsy. Thank you, Modern Gypsy. And I realized, I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. So these next few days, if you watch this in real time, just know Mercury is slowly, pulling out and will be going direct at the end of this week. Today is a Monday, right? A moon day, which is another reason why I was so glad we were doing this today. I am a moon day baby, which is why I follow the moon cycles and why Spirit called me to change my channel and wrap it around the moon cycles. This is a brand new chance, a brand new start. This is our Derek Zoolander moment. Who am I? Because this is your life and you get to be anybody you want to be. Okay? And also, we still haven't found a place. So if you guys hear of anything in the Pacific Northwest, specifically in Washington, the Olympic Peninsula, the Hood Canal area, we are looking for a dwelling, or either selling Big Camper and moving into a new dwelling, or bringing Big Camper with us and on land. Whatever's in our greatest and highest good. We have a few more weeks before it sorts out, for all I know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm meant to do that, but I'm going to start putting that out there because I'm not sure. I just know it's going to come together. I have this feeling. I really am. But sadly, we did we lost that place. I know I told you guys that we looked at it. We had something that may be coming into the works. We gained a new friend, but I honestly, I'm not even upset about it, because number one, it came down to us and another person, and the other person reached out before we did. And that's only fair, they wanted it. And the truth is, it was so much better for them than it was for us. We could have made it work. It was magical, you guys. It was actually for a gentleman that we saw his tiny home on one of those channels on YouTube for the tiny homes, the New Zealand guy. I forget the name of the show. But anyway, it was a local guy in the Pacific Northwest, and he has like 20 acres. It's magical. And he's got all these like tiny home dwellings on there. It's super, super, super magical. And we were so excited about it because we loved him. We had a great rapport with him. Alder played a game of chess with him. I played on the property with the fairies. The house that we were going to move into is really meant for one person. We were like, oh, it's summer, we'll make it work, or we'll figure it out, and he was wanting to expand on the property, we're like, oh, well, maybe we'll make this one, but that was it. We kept trying to make it into something that it wasn't. And truthfully, there were just too many things that, in theory, like I said, we would have made them work. We could have made them work, and it would have been magical, but it wasn't the right fit. Do you remember in the Cinderella story where they're going around and they keep trying to fit the shoe, and all these women are trying so hard to push their foot in there, and they're like, no, 2353 angel number. And, and they're like, no. Oh, that's the 13. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, witches. Right? Until it went on the right foot, because those shoes were specifically made for Cinderella. It was a glass slipper that was molded, by magic, by her fairy godmother and magic, to fit her feet perfectly. So don't settle for something Don't settle for something just because. And I'm telling you, when I tell you this place was magical, you guys, I mean, I was like, oh my God, I never wanted to leave. It felt like fairies lived there because every little tiny home that he has on there was built with either materials from the land, or at least to match it's like all these old growth trees and these cedar trees. It was unbelievable. The tree that was right next to the one that we looked at had mushrooms like going up the side of it that were like the size of, like, I don't know, bigger than my head, like way big. You know what I mean? It's just everything, just magical, magical, magical. Like the doors, like everything was like pieced together from things that he found. So they looked like little fairy castles. That's why he was on that show. But again, it was the first dwelling he ever made, and he only made it for like himself to be able to live in while he was building. I believe so. I could be paraphrasing. I don't know for sure. But it was something like that, right? It was only ever really meant for one person. So, and now this one person, they have it, and it was meant for them. It was their turn. And then I said to Alder, I go, but you know what's exciting about that? I go, it was between us and them. That means the next one is ours. And the full moon in Sagittarius is coming up on the 14th. And, you know, I have a lot of Sag in my chart, and so does he. So I just know good things are coming. But if you hear of anything or know of anything, please, please, please let us know. And if you'd like to donate to this channel to help us on our move, we'd really appreciate that. I did take off my wish list. So I thank you guys for sending decks before, but I'm taking the wish list off until we have a new address. I don't want things to have to cross over. Okay. But there are other ways. If you go to my about section, it's got all of my links there. It's got links to all of my other social media, and there's always links below as well. Okay. I love you so much. I will see you over at your reading. Like I said, everything's in the description box below, and I'll see you at your reading. Blessed be. Oh,